independent journalism looks like.
Smash that like for the MG Show. Subscribe now. Ring that bell. Let's go. Smash that like for the MG Show. Yeah. Let's go.
What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is it Thursday, August 20th
Yes.
already, guys? Wow. Tracing Justice is in the house. He really appreciated all the prayers from all of you guys. We've got great news. He's on the mend. God bless you, Josh and Tracy. Thank you for coming into the show today. Thank you for reposting the show. We haven't had any Anons ever really repost our show, except for the beautiful Anons here on the MG Show. But we are growing, and we're winning by a lot, guys. You see Alex Jones out there complaining that he has no views. It has nothing to do with an algorithm, Alex. It probably has to do with you probably can't afford your bots anymore. And nobody wants to hear your anti-Trump bullshit all the time. How about that, Shady? What about you think that that's the algorithm?
No, sir, I don't think it's the algorithm. The algorithm is just fine. Al Gore's not gone anywhere. He's still right there where he's been the whole time. It's your content, sir. You see, you infiltrated MAGA and you tried to make people believe that you really supported the operation of what we're doing here with Donald Trump, which is reorganizing the whole political landscape of America. This is not just coming in and doing a 4-year election. This is massive operations across the board to undo and redo what it is that you people have screwed up for the last, I don't know, let's say 30 or 40 years. Not just government, Jeff, but people's mental state, their mental clarity has been screwed up, because what you do is you hopscotch conspiracy theories. You like jump from this one to that one, and then this pool to that pool, and the next thing you know, like this information's getting contaminated with that dig, and this dig is getting contaminated. You're just going infinitely, and you're never finding the truth. That's what these people are doing to you. It's called busy work. They keep you moving, and as long as you're moving, you feel like you're doing something, but you're not getting anywhere. With the MG Show, Jeff, hang on. With the MG Show, you're going to get somewhere. Where are we going to go, Jeff? Tell them.
What?
Tell them where we're going.
I don't know.
The Golden Age.
Oh. So,
I was laying that to him, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. And, also, Shady, the thing that people don't realize is that when you're on X, they show you, and it's a way of psychological operation. Or if you're watching reels, they show you, oh, this is cute. Oh, look at the little dog. Oh my God, look at this scary one. Oh, look at this other one. Oh my gosh. And then they send you an ad, right? So you buy stuff. Same thing on X. They show you this, they show you that, and then you start believing stuff that you normally would never believe, okay? Like, for example, they want to try to tie Pizzagate, which actually happened in 2016, okay, to Q. Q has nothing to do with Pizzagate. That's the bottom line. They tried to tie that to us and our movement, right? Then you've got JFK Jr.'s alive. Get up and go to the mirror and say, JFK Jr.'s alive, and look at yourself. Look at yourself and saying that, okay? And then think about what your friends and family would say if you said that. They would look at you like you have three heads and everything that you say will now be disregarded, okay?
They would ask about Elvis.
They create hooks, guys, in order for you to say stuff that people will no longer listen to you because you just blew all your credibility, period.
Right. And this is the thing. What people don't realize is the implications. Everybody talks about Pizzagate. Nobody talks about the WikiLeaks cables. The WikiLeaks cables are the information that got Julian Assange in trouble. Do you guys understand what happened to Julian Assange? The reason that happened to Julian Assange is because that information that he released in those cables was actually detrimental to the war operations in Afghanistan and in Iraq, and exactly what it was that the people on the ground there were doing, and the Secretary of State of the United States knew, the Defense Department knew, all of these other people in government, or not in government, in media, knew that these events were happening overseas and knew that these generals were corrupt, and WikiLeaks cables exposed like the gun running, exposed the weapons trading, exposed all of the different, whenever you've got a military, Jeff, you got big airplanes. You can move lots of stuff around to lots of places. So they've been utilizing your military as their network partner.
Yeah.
That's what the WikiLeaks cables actually reveal. But no, they spun it all to be, and look, I bought into the stuff too until I went and read the emails that they're talking about. It has absolutely nothing to do. There's no code words. This FBI list of code words is not real. It's a facade to distract you. It's like a magician's tool that they use to make you see that the guy's finger came off and then his finger went right back on. That's the trick.
Yeah. Yeah. Tracing Justice just became a monthly supporter. Thank you so much. He's got his Red Castle. Isn't it cool that Rumble made a Red Castle because the Red Castle, Green Castle? I love that.
It is.
Tracing Justice also said it's true. Pizzagate is fake. And you catch a lot of flack for that, guys. But the bottom line is Mike Flynn Jr. was in fact on Donald Trump's 1.0 transition team. Okay. He was fired for the Pizzagate stuff. Okay. People don't understand that. And then we do this video with Liz Crokin, who's Pizzagate queen, okay, who was General Flynn's fluffer. And she's on the board of the Little Flowers. Go look up what flowers means. Go look up flowers in the Q post. They gaslight you with what they're doing. Little Flowers Advisory Board is what it's called. Okay. And Liz Crokin was on that. And then Mike Crux, did that movie with her and all that. And Elefantis was attacking her on Instagram. We're sitting there talking to her on a Zoom call. I think it was all planned.
They're all on the same team.
Or on the same team. That's exactly what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can go back and we say the stuff about Liz or whatever, but like she was there in the Bush administration. There's pictures of her next to George Bush. So there's a neocon
and
connection.
Hillary.
Pizzagate has a neocon connection. And I think that the Pizzagate stuff that they put up on the web and the FBI Anon stuff that they put up on the web, I think both of those different things were what were getting ready to happen to us had Q not started to post. Yeah. Imagine those operations. Let's say that they were probably engineered by the Flynn group, the FBI Anon, Pizzagate, onto the boards. This was the operation they were getting ready to utilize against Trump. And then all of a sudden, 10 people, less than 10, 3 non-military showed up and started blowing the game wide open. They didn't talk about Pizzagate. They talked about the actual overlord control of your monetary system. And what Bill Cooper showed you decades and decades ago was being highlighted for the first time in American history by a president of the United States.
So another thing too is when they split off from Devolution, We the Media and Devolution, when that all got taken down, it was what was his name? Boone Cutler took over the lead for We the Media, and they had a server called Gilded. What does it mean to be covered in gold? So they gaslight you guys. And if you put flowers, Flowers, flowers in Q posts right here, there's 4 of them. Okay. Flowers in gardens, learn the hidden symbolism. What does a flower represent? What does deflower represent? Flowers in gardens. Think children, think slaves, sheep. So it's called the Little Flower Advisory Board, Flynn's thing and it's America's future, which is started by the CIA guys, Singh Laub. Okay. And look at this. So right now, if you look at the Little Flower Advisory Board, they went to churches, they went to school, and nothing ever got done for the children, guys. Nothing. And the board of directors, a lot of them have left. Liz Piper Loomis is gone. Liz Piper Loomis is gone. They're gone, guys. Liz Crokin also saw the light. And so now what do you think? It's all a psyop, guys. All you got to do is follow the Trump administration and Trump. We support General Trump.
General Trump. Love it. By a lot. And we're leading by a lot.
And again, we're going to go ahead, Shady.
No, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to wrap up there what you were saying, because I think it's important to understand, so whenever you study this stuff, if you are studying this stuff, what you understand is MK Ultra. What MK Ultra means is compartmentalized minds, people's whose minds have been splintered into multiple personalities. What we're seeing with these people, like effectively, like the people like Liz Crokin and such, like you're in a personality. You're locked into this hypnotic spell of things, whatever it is. Look at the stuff you're seeing with Britney Spears, like all these different things that you're seeing. You get programmed with something, and it sticks with you no matter what happens to you. You see this over and over again throughout time with these people, and especially in the last 50, 60 years. Even Clinton, even Bush, you see these moments of hypnosis. Okay, that hypnosis that you're seeing, that's the programming. And the programming will click in the moment that they need to start spouting off whatever it is. And there's never any point of which they question the program.
So Pizzagate started in 2016. Flynn's Digital Soldiers started in 2016. Do you think he would want this for his digital soldiers, Shady?
There you have it. I mean, a lot of people don't even know that exists.
Yeah.
Did you guys see this, Tracy and Justin or Josh? Did you see that he had posted this? What is that was a couple of years ago, right? 23.
That was 23. Yeah. Yeah. So do you think he would want all of his digital soldiers, MK Ultra? And
that's what they are. They're all compartmentalized, and each of them have their own little segments. These people talk about Pizzagate all the time. These people talk about this all the time. These people talk about that all the time. That's the MK Ultra. Nobody can talk about what's controlling all of it, because what's controlling all of it is the thing that tells you it's a hero.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. So, once you see it, you can't unsee it. You'll go over to General Flynn and just look at what he's posting for yourself. The truth is learned, never told. I don't need to tell you anything. You just need to go over there and look at General Flynn and the crap that he posts. Read it. Just read it for yourself and ask, is that
and do you agree with
Trump? Yeah. And if you agree with it, correct.
Man, but look at what he's talking about. He's talking about accountability, but he's not recognizing that to me and to you and to all of us, what does accountability mean? Accountability means the criminals on the streets are being picked up. The accountability means that we have the lowest crime rate in 100 years. Accountability means that there's nobody coming across the border, or that the FBI is going after foreign actors. That's accountability.
That's right. Real quick, we got a nice person in here right now. This is the Liberated Podcast, live Monday through Thursday at 6:30. He's in our chat right now. I actually am very proud of this young man, because he's the next generation, guys. We need people his age talking about the stuff that we all know, right? And he does a great job. And God bless you, Liberated Podcast. Welcome in, and we really appreciate you. And get the word out. Keep going, man. Don't let them stop.
Focus on the man in the arena. Focus on what it is that Donald Trump is doing, and watch all of the conflated arguments. What you will notice is that people that make an argument against what Trump is doing, they misunderstand what he says on purpose, and then pretend like they think he meant something else, and then try to trick people into thinking that what he said was something that he meant that he clearly didn't mean.
Yeah.
He couldn't have meant what they said he means. But if you think in your mind, oh, because he said that, people just hear what people say he said instead of going to listen to what he said. That's one of the reasons that we spend so much time listening to what he said, because we want you guys to hear it firsthand. It's so much better when you hear it firsthand, because you know what he meant, because you know what he said before what he said,
right?
And you know what he said after.
You don't hear clips like the news does. I mean, all they do. That's why this show follows our commander in chief. This is a Trump movement, and everybody's like, why are we even talking about Flynn anymore, folks? He's not in the administration. He lied to President Trump. He got fired in 23 days. I mean, it's MK Ultra, guys, and we're trying to break that. Everybody says, oh, it's egos. No, it's not egos. It's his ego, but we're just trying to find the truth. Nothing more. I don't have an agenda. We have been the target of his network. Ladybug asks, can you all drop a short list? I followed a lot of these accounts. Help us weed them out, please. It's pretty much everybody. And that's what we've come to learn, Ladybug. Let's just go through Alex Jones, right? Roger Stone, General Flynn, Ann Vandersteel, X22, SGT,
Badlands.
Badlands Media.
All these different things are being put out there to take handfuls of sand and throw in your face. They're trying to blind you. They're trying to say, and then what they do is they throw this stuff in your eyes where you can't see. Then they start talking to you, and so because you can't see, you start listening, and then you start listening, and so there's nothing to show you. And the next thing you know, they're leading you down a road of saying, oh, we're gonna serve you a nice little black pill. Here you go. Oh, Donald Trump's screwing up here. Donald Trump's screwing up there.
Scott McKay, Space Shot, Red Pill 78. Yep. Anybody want O'Savin? Okay, all of them. X22.
None of them are following Trump.
Praying Medic, exactly. Warlord Dilly, Roger Stone, Brian Gamble. These are your short lists, but it's a big list. You should see I've shown it on the show. This billboard that Clay Clark and General Flynn made, all to get Trump,
and it's not working.
Yeah. Also, I want you guys, Tracing Justice is in the house. He's now a monthly subscriber. Appreciate you. 6.6 followers. We need to get them above the 6.6. We need more followers over there for Tracing Justice. They took, today we were going to be on the show today, but they moved and they had some other things going on, and internet didn't come to their new house. So we're going to be going on next Thursday, Tracing Justice, Shady Groove.
And we're going to be talking about Arabella Advisors. And listen, this is what the reason that we put the information that we have together the way that we did. We knew people weren't paying attention right then, and that's fine. It's okay. But we put it together in a way where whenever we show you, it's so eye-opening, you can't go back. Much like the stuff with Flynn, almost everything that we're doing here, we're trying to make it so blatantly obvious that you can take it and easily transfer the information to any other human being that asks you a question. But I want to just say one thing really quick that's very important in your personal life that I probably don't say enough. The trick to teaching people something is to get them to be curious before you try to tell them anything. What you would like to do to properly red pill, quote unquote, someone is speak to someone in a way to where the things that they hear you say make them curious. And out of that curiosity, they ask you questions. If you could get a person to ask you questions, and I've said this my whole life, I've been doing this since I was 20 years old. If you could get a person to ask you a question, you have successfully red pilled them, because then they are looking for information. So you hand them something that is factual. You hand them something that is true. You say something, go look at this. Then once they go look at it, they come back. Little bites. Right now, we're in a world where people can take big bites and get a lot of information really, really fast. That's amazing on one hand, but it's also a little bit, overwhelming for some people. So take it easy on folks. Try to get them to ask you a question.
Yeah. So somebody said in here, I used to listen to them. Look, we're not telling you to, not listen to them, right? We're
Absolutely
telling
not.
you to make your own decision, okay? And who they platform is a big tell, Right now, the Flynn network is platforming 107. So if you see people they having 107, you might want to be sus. It's up to you though. Okay. 107 is actually Wayne Willett. Wayne Willett worked with Paula C. Blades, who General Flynn follows, to dox my then 15-year-old daughter. So I have a little bit of an axe to grind. That's not ego. That's me wanting to punch somebody in the nose, Shady.
Exactly right. And that's someone deserving to be punched in the nose. And it's also someone that's going unpunished for what they've done. And it's not just us either. These people have been operating against anybody that supported us. Yeah. They've been sitting there, little minions, their little, whatever minions coming out or the woodwork 24/7. I mean, these guys, Josh and Tracy came out to support us and were so kind and loving and inviting back into their lives. And look at the nastiness that these people had. Yeah. How does that happen in real life? So in real life, you have a friend that you've been excommunicated from. You haven't seen him. You got in a fight, whatever. And then you get back together and you're like, oh, buddy, come over for dinner. And then your other friends that are there coming over for dinner start to like attack you because you brought the guy back over. Like, really? Does that happen? Where does that happen at in your real life? Show me an example of that.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Kate 927, welcome back. Glad to have found you guys again. Thanks for keeping up the fight. Kate 927, welcome in. Thank you so much. We got some naked people out there, and Christian Defender says it exactly correct. We, the people, are the cure, not an internet personality.
Yeah. We're being led by Donald Trump to be the cure.
That's right.
He's already there. We don't need something else. We don't need to, the reason they're trying to tear him down is because they're trying to make you think that somehow this idiot could do it better. You think that this guy, Donald Trump, is a self-made man. He's a billionaire. That means he's a self-made man. He doesn't need your dumb money. Do you think Flynn doesn't need your dumb money? He's up there begging and pleading, to get $1 million out of the Department of Justice. He's scratching for pennies. You think that guy is immune to being controlled?
Yeah,
it's insane. It's an insane. You can't even begin to logically make that math.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Ladybug, people from the administration go on popular internet shows to get their message out. It doesn't mean that anybody you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that he's like in the know or anything like that. It's because Devin Nunes went on X22 to get his message out.
And so did a number of other people.
Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So want to move on for that. Tracing Justice. Thank you guys so much. And in my real life, I'm like, I'm following this stuff called Q, and we got the spy op post in 2018, and now Tulsi's, declassing it. And everybody's like, wow, that's awesome. And they took my YouTube channel. Oh my gosh, really? And then I tell them that I wear red shoes, and they're like, oh, I'm done with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See how stupid that is in real life, guys? Yeah. That is stupid.
It's very funny, though, the way that the internet world works.
It is.
I mean, because it's completely inverted of anything that's rational. I mean, especially lately, seeing, you were talking about, what they're feeding you and what's falling into your feed, or when you're flipping through the reels, they're trying to get you all worked up. You got Jake Lang out there. You got all these other people. The Fox News is only saying DSA because they're promoting DSA.
Yeah.
They're not talking about a damn thing that Donald Trump is doing. They're not saying anything about, they're showing pictures of the construction project from 2 months ago. And they're bringing Juan Williams on to talk about, how horrible Donald Trump is still. But meanwhile, we're looking at $20 trillion of investment. We're building more factories in America than we've ever built, and there's going to be a beautiful ballroom with a helipad and a drone port, and these people are still acting like this guy's incompetent.
So they got their Juan Williams, and we got our Juan O'Savin.
Those two need to
see how that works, guys.
Can we set up a boxing match?
Oh my God, that'd be great. Shady, before we get into Donald Trump, Josh, you were asking about some things that are helping me, and I'm going to tell you right now that this man's edge is awesome. Okay, and with the IGF-1, it benefits your immune system, fat burn, muscle building, joint health. It improves your sleep, combats your stress level, your cortisol, and it boosts your energy and your libido. And, so you're going to want to go to neutronixlabs.com/MG for 50% off, guys, with an auto ship, and you get a platinum bottle of this, guys, free of charge. Plus, when you get an extra 10% off when you use that code MG. But I want to tell you guys, this stuff, I'm using it and it's awesome. I'm keeping muscle on my workouts. I don't hurt anymore, after them. I sleep better. And I really highly recommend this. And it boosts your testosterone, which is what we need today. Make men again, guys.
Make men again. One man at a time.
One man at a time. And, we love you guys so much, and that does help. So, eating correctly. I did the meat diet. First of all, here's what happened. I got a toothache an infection. I fell asleep for 24 hours, essentially. I woke up, lost 10 pounds. It happened again. I lost another 10 pounds. Went to the dentist, got my stuff straight because, don't mess with your teeth, guys. It affects your heart and everything else. And then I was like, Shady, what else can meat diet. So I did the meat diet. The meat diet actually had me get high blood pressure, but it wasn't too terribly bad. But I did go on some blood pressure medication for about 3 months. I'm totally fine now. I'm at 196 pounds, and I'm 6 foot, almost 6'3", and I'm feeling really good. I feel like I can take care of my mom. I can take care of Shady. I can take care of Wet Yeti again. I can take care of all of you, and I feel so much better.
You're feeling wheelie.
I'm feeling wheelie. Much love.
I'm taking care of you, by the way. I don't know what you're talking about. Taking care of me.
Don't let him. Don't. All right, Joy. We will be praying. My son had back surgery 2 days ago, and Mike Hess, we're praying for you as well. Mike, hope you're doing okay.
Oh, Mike.
It looks like his back. I didn't see the major
Mike.
comment.
Take it easy,
I'm
buddy.
still dizzy from back surgery this morning. Okay. Mike, if you need anything, let me know, okay?
Yes, absolutely, sir.
All right, so let's go. This is your president, Donald J. Trump, and we're going to talk about the real things that are happening. Look, China can't win AI. 70% of Americans don't want data centers because 70% of Americans are falling for propaganda, guys. Jesse Waters 2 nights ago, Shady, on the 5 said exactly what I said. You know what takes more water? Golf courses. He said that, Shady.
Did he really?
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I have to take a point. I have to make a point about the point you made right before that 70%. That's not true. I saw that out there. I went and dug on that. 70% of people are resisting of data centers. That is an absolute not true statement. Interestingly enough, there's a couple of channels of propaganda lanes that's coming down, similar to the ones that were being interjected into the conversation earlier. I would say that if I were going to really say how many people are against data centers, the real number is around 40%. Possibly 45%. And that's really digging into the numbers and trying to understand exactly what it is that people are saying about this, because there is connections directly to municipalities. And Trump will talk about this, I think, in this, what we're going to play, and the wealth of the county that this is going to come into. You're talking about jobs that can be created for people that don't know how to do these things. But this is not like sitting there at a computer where you've got to know how to code. So, these are real jobs.
And you were talking about statistics. I took statistics when I was in college, and I learned that I can make any statistic look any way I want just by understanding how to ask the mean question, guys.
Right.
People have no idea what the F they're looking at when you look at these stats. You got to look at the stats. So, for example, 70% of Americans don't want a data center next to their home. Is 70% of America going to have a data center next to their home? No.
Nope.
It's how you ask the question, guys.
It's only about 1% of Americans that are going to have a data center next to them. And so that's the real, and your point is very valid, because, it's the same exact thing whenever you think about, I think a lot of these people, for some reason, I guess they stopped teaching debate in high school. Because we understood now. It's only we understood. These kids don't understand that, so you're seeing these kids that are they're liberal-minded morons coming out of college. They've never had, in debate class, whenever I was in high school, we would have to literally sit there and argue a point that you didn't think, to try to convince someone of something you didn't believe, so that you could, that's what that personally, for me, my own journey, that's what taught me how to understand politics. I started using that to understand politics. How do you recognize what someone is saying to you? How do you, how do I understand why this person thinks that and this person thinks this, and argue it for each of them? And you can sort of, when we were younger, kind of see both sides. Now you can't see both sides because one side is a complete communist freaking nightmare.
Yeah. Shezbat, welcome into the show, brother. Good to see you here. Fighting Irish, LOL. How you doing? Good point, Shady, because, debate class, everybody just now judges things on their feelings, okay? Your feelings don't have an IQ. And, when you're looking at who is actually funding the anti-data center stuff, you're going to see that Cuba is attached to that via China. China's attached to that. Countries that don't have issues with building data centers, they want you to be pissed off at data centers so they can build them and then they control AI. Is that what we want China to control AI?
That's what you're saying if you're saying you don't want data centers. You're literally saying that right there. If you say, data center, then you're saying, please, China, control my future.
And I'll guarantee you, if you have a like a industrial area in your town, there's a lot of data centers in there. Like RTP in Raleigh. There's tons of data centers there. Are people?
Yes.
Is it affecting people? Why aren't they saying re? Right.
And there's and then they're making the argument about location or whatever. Like trust me, guys. I don't know if you've ever been. If you get past the Mississippi River and start heading west, you're going to realize really, really quickly that things aren't as overpopulated as the media wants you to believe they are.
And then you got May East, May West. You've got the Nap of Americas down in Miami. It's okay, guys. We'll live. Okay.
You're gonna make it.
You'll be all right.
You're gonna be hyped.
All right, here we go. Donald J. Trump. This is who we listen to. We're gonna. He speaks alongside crypto executives in the White House. Let's listen in.
Okay, it's a serious group of people.
Let the smart guys work.
If you're into the world of finance like I am.
Let him cook.
There's a who's who with us today. It's amazing that you don't know some of these people, but anybody in finance knows every one of them, and I want to thank them for being here today. We're delighted to welcome some of our nation's brightest minds in finance, crypto, and technology ahead of the first ever meeting of the CFTC's Innovation Advisory Committee in Washington, D.C. This is a group of very smart people that are on a committee to recommend what we do, right, Paul? They're going to be telling us a little bit, but I think Paul knows maybe more than anybody. He's doing a great job. We're all happy with Paul, I think, right? He's been absolutely fantastic. Crypto markets and the prediction markets and conventional finance to decentralized finance. The people in this room are ensuring that the future of commercial markets is pioneered and perfected right here in the USA. We're fighting a lot of other countries to control these markets and to have these markets and to profit. And
you know what? FKE just said something. The death of the Pay-Sewer Family Trust.
Yep, it is
very great comment.
Okay, so that's a great comment, and I can even add to that. I can undergird that comment with some actual facts about what's happening right now. Did you guys realize that the world? I think it's called World Liberty Finance. The company that Eric Trump and the Trumps are working with, that they had been applying to become a bank. Well, that application was approved this last week. So whenever you say that what you just said there, Jeff, about the trust ending, that is absolutely true, because their control over being able to be the only people that could have electrical companies or the only people that could have banks has just ended. That was the way that they controlled this country. If you could control where the energy goes, if you could control who is allowed to dig the energy out of the ground, and if you could control the financial monetary system, you literally got the whole thing locked up. There's nothing any of us could do. We're trapped in a system, and the debt that is being accrued, I bet you don't know this. Do you know why you're paying debt on the dollar? The reason you're paying interest, you know why you're paying interest? You're paying interest because the Federal Reserve is charging you to use their notes. I'm going to say that again. You are being charged by the Federal Reserve to utilize the notes that they have printed. In other words, they own all of the dollar bills and $100 bills. And so the interest on the debt accrues because you're paying to utilize their notes. So effectively, we don't really owe the same type of interest on something if we own the damn notes. They're saying they own the notes. If America owns the notes, then we own the economy again. I think that's the hat trick. I think that's what this crypto thing is about, because now you can use crypto as capital to loan money, which is what banks have been doing to control the planet forever.
Yeah. And it's very interesting because, all of the, the World Liberty Financial, all of the experts are saying,
brazen act of self-dealing. Lawmakers, watchdogs are alarmed after Trump regulators let Trump's firm, be a bank.
but it's not Trump's firm. Okay. He's not even in part of it. It's the kids. It's Eric Trump and Don Jr. And they're doing it correctly. Trump isn't doing anything. They're doing it by the book.
And the argument, if you interface with someone that tries to tell you that Donald Trump is a neocon, or that Donald Trump is doing their bidding or doing the bidding of globalists, you need to ask them one very, very hard question. Why then did he get rid of central banking digital currency as a mandate? Central banking digital currency and the elimination of cash has been the cornerstone of the New World Order's plan to get rid of America from the beginning. They can't win if we have cash. If they can't process and see every single transaction. Why did Donald Trump get rid of that and say cash is king? There's a reason for that. Stupid.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Let's go back to the smart guys.
This is going to get us fired up, isn't it?
Oh, we're fired
We're never
up.
going to get through this.
All the jobs and everything else created, and we're doing well. We're leading in every aspect, including AI, and we're leading by a lot, and we want to keep it that way.
Wait, what? We're leading by a lot. I love that. I love when President Trump says a lot. By a lot.
I want to thank the chairman of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, Mike Salick, for his tremendous leadership, and come here. Thank you, Mike. I didn't recognize you from so close. And thanks as well to a very special man, a man that everybody respected for a long time. Yeah, he's a man I wanted to do this job, head of the SEC. Chairman Paul Atkins, who's also doing an outstanding job, and everything else he touches. He's doing a lot of things for the country, so I want to thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Paul. We're also pleased to be joined by Executive Director of the President's Council, with advisors with the digital asset. All of the digital assets are all put into one, Patrick Witt, and many other top industry leaders, including Coinbase. Where's Brian? Brian Armstrong, CEO. He's one of the greats. Where is he? Where are you? Oh, you look well. You get much younger. You look good. CEO of International an Intercontinental Exchange, Jeff Sprecher. One of the things, a little thing called the New York Stock Exchange. He owns a thing called the New York Stock Exchange, quite a nice asset, right?
Yes, it is.
CEO of NASDAQ, Adina Friedman. Thank you very much, Adina. Great job you're doing. CEO of Robinhood, Vlad Tenev. Thank you, Vlad. Nice to see you. And CEO of Kraken, Arjun Sethi. And thank you very much, wherever you are. Thank you very much. Great group of people. We also have some others here that we wanted them. It's where's Mike, co-founder of CEO of CTO and president of BitGo, which is a big deal in the world of that thing, that little thing that's happening out there.
You know the thing.
Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple. Brad. Thanks, sir. Thank you very much, Brad. Sergey Nazarov, co-founder of Chainlink Labs. Thank you very much. Good, Sergey. Good job. Arjan, you're here. Arjan?
I'm still here.
You're here? You haven't left? Peter Smith is here, and Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss have tremendous people, tremendous investors, brilliant people. Chris Dixon is here. And I think I've sort of got anybody I didn't mention, by the way. Pretty much got the whole group. Good. They gave me 4 sets of lists, and that's always a little complex. You never want to say one more than 3 times. Under the crooked Joe Biden administration, the spirit of innovation that built America was under serious attack like never before. And nowhere was that more true than crypto and other new financial technologies, where we were going to be taken to the cleaners by China and other countries. The radical left tried to crush the developments with crippling regulations, brutal restrictions, weaponization. They use weaponization, political weaponization, and constant targeting that drove innovation overseas. And they wanted to drive it out. And at the end of toward the end of the campaign, if you remember, they decided they liked it very much because there were over 100 million people that were liking Trump a lot more because I was in favor of it. They were against it, and they became very much in favor of it. But by that time, it was too late. And besides, those days are all over. That was a terrible period of time for a lot of very good, very honorable financial people. On day one, we fired Joe Biden's rogue SEC chair, Gary Gensler. I think we like Paul better. Do we agree? We like Paul better?
Thank you.
Number one, he's smarter. He's also smarter, by the way. But we fired him. We got him the hell out of here. We terminated the so-called Operation Chokepoint 2.0, which is what the name of their operation was, weaponization. And we ended the war on crypto once and for all. And it's been booming. It's been doing big. And nobody's been able to break in. China would like to break in. They're still trying, but they have been able to. I signed a historic executive order banning any attempt to create a central bank digital currency. We launched Project Crypto to modernize rules so that our financial markets can move into blockchain technology. I established the United States Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, making Bitcoin a permanent asset of the United States Treasury, which has turned out incredibly well. I also created the United States Digital Asset Stockpile to hold custody of all other digital assets, and that's exactly what it's done. It's been amazing. 1 year ago this summer, I signed landmark legislation known as the Genius Act. I named it after myself. I didn't want to use my name, so I just called it the Genius Act, paving the way for widespread adoption of dollar-backed stablecoins. And that's worked out very well. Every single American benefits enormously from our country's status as the financial center of the world, and we want to keep it that way. We're leading by leaps and bounds. We've gained so much in the last 16 months like nobody can believe, actually. Not only that, but we have more money being invested in the United States than any country at any time in history. Money's coming in by the trillions. Our nation's economic dominance drives trillions of dollars in investments, creates millions of jobs, and expands access, credit, and capital so that every citizen has a chance to achieve what we now hear a lot about, the American dream. Young people are looking for the American dream. They weren't thinking about that 2 years ago. New financial technologies are extending this American dominance into the 21st century, and that's why we're focused on creating a clear regulatory framework for pioneers and builders like the people that are with me here, so that they can do business with confidence on American soil. They don't have to go to other countries to do their business. We're ensuring that America remains the undisputed leader, not only in Bitcoin and crypto, but also technologies like prediction markets, artificial intelligence, and much more. And we're leading in every single one. And I will tell you, the AI, the artificial intelligence, we're way ahead of number two. Number two is China. And I never want to underestimate China, but right now we're way ahead. President Xi's coming on September 24th. We look forward to it. We'll probably be talking about AI and a lot of other things, but we're doing tremendously well, largely because of people and some other friends of ours that are on the board, and they'll be here in 2 weeks, I understand. In May, Chairman Selig authorized the first ever true Bitcoin perpetual futures contract on a CFTC registered exchange, first time. I understand that Mike is also working to bring hyperliquid into the United States in a fully compliant and legal fashion. It's working very hard on that. We would really like to see interest rates come down. You know, in the old days with interest rates, many of you are too young to know this, but when we announced good numbers, interest rates would go down. And the theory was because the asset value became so good, it became so prime. But now when we announce good numbers, which we're doing all the time, they keep driving the interest rates up because they're so afraid of inflation. And they shouldn't be. They should allow interest rates to go down. When you announce good numbers, you shouldn't drive them up. They keep thinking that we'll drive them up to stop inflation, because success and growth does not cause inflation. Other things cause inflation. We inherited the #1 inflation ever in the history of our country from Biden. and it lifted prices and everything else, and we're getting them all down. But interest rates should be allowed to fall with the success of our country, not rise because of the success. But we're also on the very beginning of a revolution in fictional and financial. You take a look at some of the things that are being...
A revolution, fictional and financial. We're crossing the United States of America and body politic trust. We're crossing the Delaware, Shady.
And so I noticed yesterday, by the way, whenever I was, one thing I wanted to mention earlier is what Fox News was doing yesterday, Jeff, is, you know, they, for the first time I saw they had the debt clock. Fox News went to showcase the debt clock. They brought the debt clock out whenever Juan O. Williams, wow. Well, when Juan Williams was there and showed us that we just hit 40 trillion in debt. We just crossed over into 40 trillion. It's doom and gloom. Oh my God, the sky is falling, Chicken Little. You know what they didn't tell me? Oh yeah, they didn't tell me that there'd been 19 trillion, almost 20 some. Actually, it's over $20 trillion worth of investment in my economy. And they didn't tell you that our current GDP is around 30 trillion or so. And so whenever you take 30 trillion and you add a $20 trillion investment, a 30 trillion GDP with a $20 trillion investment could generate up to a 45 between and $70 trillion economy for America, which would put the GDP at less than 50% of or the debt at less than 50% of the GDP. Boy, oh boy, they don't tell you any of those things. They just tell you
They don't tell you about the tariffs either, Shady.
They don't tell you about the tariffs, Jeff. What they tell you is they tell you that Walmart is lowering their prices because of the money that was given back to them on tariffs. You see, Walmart are the ones that are doing MAGA, bro, not Trump.
Yeah. And, you know, it's crazy, guys. You know, people do not understand economics and they're betting on that. And then Fox News says, and here's more about the DSA.
Exactly.
So they tell you about how bad the debt is. Then they tell you about the DSA, which will increase that debt 5,000-fold. It will kill our country, guys.
Yes.
Communism will not be in this country.
No.
Ever.
And it's going to, getting rid of them is not going to be pretty.
Yeah. Did they cover Fauci? They did. They covered Fauci's assistant getting booked.
3 seconds.
Yeah, well, you know, it is. All right, back to President Trump. Wow, guys. This is a financial revolution, guys. Hey, Q, are we going to end the Fed? Structure. Mm-hmm. This is a different structure, guys. You see how it's working? Seeing it.
Right, and because it's, and we've made, before this administration, America did what the reason that you're seeing stability in Bitcoin is because of the moves that Donald Trump has made. The reasons that you saw let me tell you, I can explain something to you very easily. You're not going to believe me. You know why you saw wild swings in Bitcoin, guys? Let me tell you, because of ghost ships, okay? Yep. Ghost ships full of oil. So let me say, ghost ship that nobody is tracking from Iran arrives into a port in China. Guess what? They can't pay for it in the real economy. What do they have to do? They got to go get Bitcoin. Well, they need the Bitcoin right now. So when they need the Bitcoin right now, the demand for Bitcoin goes up. They got to go into their supply and move the Bitcoin. Literally, that creates a void that drives the price up. Since there's been no ghost ship oil being sold on the world market, guess what's happened, Jeff? The price of Bitcoin is flat at like $60,000 to $70,000 a Bitcoin. Because not moved in almost a year.
What moved Bitcoin the most was a large, unloading of Bitcoin, guys. See?
Correct.
Okay.
That's how they were manipulating the economy, and now that's not working. And Donald Trump has seized control of crypto, brought it to America so that it can be regulated, and now, as a matter of fact, they're utilizing these tools to go after people that have been doing illegal stuff.
Let's not forget that President Donald Trump worked with a company to get rid of their dollar tether. They took control of that too, guys. People are not paying attention because they don't understand economics. And here we're trying to bring that to light because it's important. He just said it. We're having a financial revolution. Remember the picture of President Trump? Q posted the crossing of the Delaware. Well, what's in Delaware? That's where the trust of the United States of America and body politic moved to after when DC became a state. That's where they moved. What's the name? The Richmond, Virginia company. Virginia company moved their trust to the United States of American body politic trust in Delaware, guys.
That's why all corporations go to Delaware. That's why Delaware has the most the most relaxed corporate structure anywhere, and you'll notice that all corporations have went there. That's the reason that these global the multinational global companies are so upset right now, because they don't want their finances moved back to DC. They want it to stay in Delaware.
So you got General Washington crossing the Delaware for physical, and now you got Donald J. Trump crossing the Delaware for economics. Amazing. Wow. Here we go.
Done on a financial basis, and the financial technology that's the potential to create more jobs, opportunity, and wealth for all Americans. And that's what it's doing. It's creating jobs and great wealth. And I think that can't be better seen by the stock market. So we've had 80 in a short period of time, a year and a half. We've had 80 days where the stock market hit all-time highs. I haven't looked today. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't look. I don't want to look. But I hear it's good. But we've had 80 days, Jeff, where the stock market has hit an all-time high. And nobody's ever seen anything like that. And I think bringing it down to another level, and maybe a higher level from the standpoint of importance, 401ks have hit record highs on almost 40% of the time that I've been president of the United States. And that affects tens of millions of people. The 401ks are at record numbers. So 2 years ago, our country was dead, and now our country is the hottest country anywhere in the world. There's nobody close. No other country is close, and every country will admit it. So now we need Congress to take the next step by passing the Clarity Act, a fair version of the Clarity Act, and this landmark structure legislation. It's a very, very powerful structured legislation.
What did he say? Structure?
Very, very powerful structured.
And now our country is the hottest country anywhere in the world. There's nobody close. No other country is close, and every country will admit it. So now we need Congress to take the next step by passing the Clarity Act, a fair version of the Clarity Act, and this landmark structure legislation.
Structure.
It's a very, very powerful structured legislation which will keep us ahead of China, keep us ahead of everyone else. Will open the door to the next wave of innovations and innovators. So I'd like to ask Chairman Selig to say a few words and a little bit of the details about what we're doing, and then we'll follow it up with Chairman Atkins and Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong, Intercontinental Exchange CEO Jeff Sprecher, Robinhood CEO Vlad Tenev, and Kraken CEO Arjan. So we have that all set, and let's get going. And you know what? If you want to speak for a very short period of time, that's okay, too.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's
This
an
is
honor
so
to be
important,
here
guys.
with you and this exceptional group of business leaders. Thanks to your leadership, the era of political lawfare, debanking, and regulation by enforcement is over. Innovators like the people in this room are welcome to the White House, not railroaded to the big house. And the new frontier of finance is being built right here in the United States of America. From day one, this president has been clear. America will not fall behind and allow other countries to take its place as the greatest country on earth to build a new technology, operate a business, and invest for the future. The world will run on the backbone of American technology. Under President Trump's leadership, we've codified the Genius Act, established a strategic Bitcoin reserve, drawn a clear line in the sand between crypto securities and commodities, launched the first U.S. crypto perpetual, and protected the rights of software developers. We've exiled Gary Gensler, defeated the anti-crypto army, and made the United States the crypto capital of the world. I'm proud to be working with Secretary Lutnick in the Department of Commerce as well to make America the compute capital of the world.
So now look at who's attacking Lutnick, Shady Grove.
Exactly.
So you see what's happening is your president is going directly against the bloodline control. Where did the money come from? It's a Pacer dig. How did the Federal Reserve get started? What are the three railroad companies?
Yep.
See, this is huge, guys. This is so darn huge.
Understanding that everything is about goods and services, and everything about the web that enslaved you was about controlling the goods and services. So effectively, look at the way that the market was manipulated so that the people that had their hands in the cookie jar were the ones that were writing the rules. That's what Donald Trump is fighting. And we've now been going by these rules for 100+ years. And so everybody, remember how the QPO says you're more apt to just go downstream being beaten than you are to like stand up for yourself. That's effectively what Donald Trump is doing for us in the real economy. Like Jeff says, he's advocating for your position in the economy, the individual's position, trying to give you, the individual, a leg up on the global world stage.
That's right. Absolutely, guys. And real quick, Shady, before we get on out of here, let me just double check this. Okay. Let's do this, Shady Grove. This is something that you can get involved with too. This is your Rumble wallet. We hear a lot about crypto, but here's the part most people miss, guys. Crypto was created so you could actually control and own your own money. And after the 2008 financial crisis, Bitcoin was designed as an alternative to banks. So instead of a bank holding your money, delaying transfers or limiting access, you're in control. And if you've ever had to wait to transfer for a transfer to clear, you felt that problem. I know you have. Fast forward to today and what we're watching today. Everyone's heard about crypto, but getting started feels so complicated, and it really does. And that's exactly why I use the Rumble wallet. It takes all of that complexity out and makes it very simple. Choose what you want: Bitcoin, dollar-backed stablecoins, or my favorite, digital gold backed by real gold, guys. No complicated setup. It's very easy. It connects with MoonPay, so you can use your credit card, debit card, or even your bank account, and you'll be up and running in minutes. And once you're set up, you can even support your favorite Rumble creators like us directly. So do this now. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description and download that Rumble wallet. From there, you can set up your wallet and tap buy, and you're in the game. In just a few minutes, you can go from actually hearing about crypto to actually owning some. And we'll be right back after these beautiful boom messages.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's a 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20% and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble, and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, it's Jeffrey Peterson and Shannon Townsend with the MG Show. We are under relentless attack by the mainstream media. They've got our PayPal, our Patreon, our YouTube, our everything, you name it. We are under attack. We need your help.
Our request is for you to get involved and support independent patriot journalism here in this critical battle that we are in for America. Please jump on over and support us right here on GiveSendGo.
MyPillow's second annual mega sale is finally here. Get our patented premium MyPillows that adjust to your exact individual needs to give you the best sleep of your life.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
Now for the lowest price ever. Kings, $19.98. Queens, only $18.98. And Giza Dream bed sheets, the best sheets in history, for as low as $29.98. Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets, towels that actually dry you. What a concept. Now only $39.98. And our made in the USA mattresses and mattress toppers as low as $99.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But that's not all. Order right now and we'll ship your order absolutely free.
The MG Show. Trumps go to die.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it's true. You heard correctly. This summer, the Q Lounge Live returns to the airwaves every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. Hello, I'm your host, Shannon Townsend, a.k.a. Shady Groove. We've got a lot to talk about. We're going to be taking your calls. We are going to be following your wonderful president. We are going to be standing in the gap. We are going to go places where the conspiracy theorists tell you that you're not allowed to go. We are going to uncover the truth and follow along as Donald Trump has his way with all of these people that he stood up a long time ago and told us that he was going to. Well, it's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening every single day, and we're going to keep you updated with a weekly show. Get ready, get your friends, show up. That's right, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. Join me there right here on the MG Show channel on Rumble. God bless you and God bless America.
Smash that like for the MG Show. Subscribe now. Ring that bell. Let's go. Smash that like for the MG Show. Yeah. Let's go.
Let me know.
America, the truth in you. From the powder and the parchment to the muskets and the rain, they stood against the crown to say the people will remain. 250 winners, we're in the same old fight again. Kings and earthly masters keep on trying to unwrite the pen. They built a place where free men could dig out the buried light. But truth ain't owned by power, and then the night began to turn to light. America, the truth in you, the fire that they never could subdue. Cooper gave the midnight warning to start a storm that Trump rode through. Now Matrix and Shady keep the signal burning true. America, the truth in you. They hung the lanterns higher when the shadows got too thick. They called out out every false flag inside every media trick. The ones who paid the price so the rest of us could see that liberty, it ain't free, and never it will be. And now the seekers, they walk the dusty old roads looking for ones who speak, the ones who never sold the truth for comfort or to cheat. America, the truth in you, the fire that they never could subdue. Cooper gave a midnight warning to start a storm that Trump rode through. Matrix and shady, keep the signal burning true. America, the truth in you, It ain't about the parties and it ain't about the fame. It's the unbroken line of hearts that still refuse to change. Every generation hands the torch and prays the next one runs with the same damn fire that started under independent signs. America, the truth in you, the fire that they never could subdue. Cooper gave a midnight warning to start a storm that Trump rode through. Matrix and shady, keep the signal burning true. America, the truth in you, keep the signal burning true. America, the truth in you.
That's MG Music featuring Shady Groove right there. That's his first published song. So I had a vision for the video after I heard it several times. I loved it. Shady Groove. What a great song. America, the truth, and you.
Oh my goodness, man. I thank you so much. I appreciate that. I've been struggling to try to get something done. All of you guys making all this great, amazing music. And then I'm like over here, like I've got like 20 projects and all of them half done. I'm like, I have got to get something finished. And I buckled down yesterday and finally got it done. So I hope you guys like it. And it is a tribute to each and every one of you of what it is doing. Like I wish that we lived in a world where everybody cared about the truth. But the reality is only a certain segment of the population does. But the people that care about the truth are the people that move the country forward. And that has been true since the days of George Washington. We can relive that every day. And, that the line in there about, keeping the fire burning of the people, the spirit doesn't want the chain, guys. It's not the body that doesn't want the chain. Sometimes the spirit wants the chains. Your spirit doesn't want the chains. That's how this country started. That's the only way we keep it going, because if we let it get taken over by people that want the chains, I think you saw during COVID how that would turn out.
Yeah. Yeah. And they were begging for it. They were yelling at me to take the chains. I don't want it.
They definitely, they were trying to make you say its name.
And I love the idea that I had for the video. And it's funny, the AI even made me, like, I was watching the video and I'm going like this, listening to the song. And that's what I'm doing in the truck. I mean, AI is getting better. And, it's all about the prompts, okay? And like, the video, I had the idea of us driving through the beautiful lands of our country, and Shady in the truck. And it's funny. It gave him a Ram, and then it gave him a Chevy, and then it gave him a Ford.
Had all of them.
And we had all of them. And I loved all of them too, Shady Grove. It was awesome. And we're going to have to actually do that, right? Like, we're going to have to actually do that. And I want to do a plug real quick. This is MG Radio. We've got a new feature here, the top songs, Poussant, with 93 points. Choose Happy. 73 votes. Reverse the spin. 55 votes. 53 love, 2 likes. Look at that, guys. Eddie Mike. So it's Poussant and Eddie Mike Radio.
Nice.
And it's really good, guys. It's really good. Okay. So let's go over there and see who's playing now and see. Oh, this is Stone of Truth from Milwaukee Mike. Let's go over there and look at it. Let's listen for a second. Oh, it's over.
Did it end? Or maybe it's starting.
Uh-oh. Is this a Mikey Mariano song? Or is this Stone of Truth? I don't know yet. Ooh, listen to that. Listen to that. That'll sound good in the car, Shady Groove.
So all of it sounds good in the car.
Reminds me of Joe Satriani.
Yes, it does. Or Bonamassa.
Yeah. And real quick, Tracing Justice will need to get his uploaded too. So the way to do that is to keep going down. This is our listener chat. Let's see who's in here right now. Anybody in here?
Is there anybody out there?
There's Tartanium right there. Okay. Then we've got Send Music. This is how you do it. Right here, brother. That's easy. Get the MP3, upload it. It's there. Eddie Mike. Songs that need rating are Jabo, No Flex Zone, and Poussant. They have 0 ratings, but you got to wait for them. Let's see what we got here. This is Stone of Truth right now. We've got 14 Patriots listening. Can we do once you guys come on over, let's see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and pause it and just MG Radio. Get the app.mg.show. MG Radio, scroll down there. It's there right there. I also like, real quick, Shady Grove, look at what he has up here. He put a new thing saying show window is active, meaning there's 50 minutes left in the show, which means you go back to MG, the hub. Okay, you go to the hub, which is app.mg show, and then you can donate here, and then you can watch live on Rumble or YouTube right there.
Right from the app.
Right from the app, guys. You see how that works? And then you scroll down.
So easy.
Scroll down, and you got MG Radio right here. Oh, here it is. Right there. Archives and more. MG Radio. There it is. We've got 28 Patriots listening. We got 117 yesterday. So just so you know, Stone of Truth is going to be climbing the charts now. Yeah. Let's go. And let's go. I love this song. Let's go. Right? Boom. Oops, I had cap lock. Sorry, guys. Wasn't meaning to yell. But there's Lydia. Milky's there. Did you see the Milky's in your video, Shady? We had.
I'm
Milky
not sure if the audience is going to pick up on that.
Political Cartoon is in there. What a great song. Cram is in there. Paul is in there. How many Patriots? With 38 Patriots. Look at this.
This is you guys. Like this is this.
Poussant's on now. We gotta go.
We want you guys. This is your environment. We're building this for you. This is. Look at this. We can narrate. You know, like listening to this. Whenever you're listening to the songs that people are playing, you're hearing things about like our world, about what we've witnessed for the last 8 years, about what's happened to you personally, how you came through, how you got over the hump, what were your obstacles and stumbling blocks. Like that's what I'm hearing in this music. This is not like people going in and saying, oh, AI, write me a song. This is people that are like thinking about what it is that would make a good song and then using AI to help make the good song. That's a completely different thing. Yeah. And than what, you know, like you would think of, like, you know, that big music corporations are going to do with this. That's not what they're going to do with this. What they're going to do with that is eliminate the human element. We're using AI to embellish and to enhance the human element.
Yeah. And I want people to use the app.mg show in order to say, what's the link for the radio? It's here. It's app.mg.show. Okay. We want to use that as the main link because it's here. Okay. This is our stuff. And then you can go listen to MG Radio from here. So if people ask for the link, say app.mg.show, scroll down for MG Radio, but we want to use the main app as the landing page, guys.
Exactly.
Thank you. Okay.
Awesome.
Wow. Let's see. I
actually got a song done.
You got a song done, Shady. Let's see. Hold the line. Riders. Let's see. There it is. Oh. I heard this the other day. Yes.
Good.
Wow. And also, if you have Apple CarPlay, it will show the app as well.
It shows the
Awesome.
app and it shows the name of the song, dude.
Wow.
It will even show you the track name now.
Wow, Eddie Mike.
Yeah.
This is a game changer, guys.
Big time.
And I just got to tell you how amazing, the app is. We had 117 was our peak. And so that was our peak, 117 people at one time. And in the chat, the app held up well. Thank you guys very, very much. Appreciate Stress test. Yeah.
We put Eddie Mike under a stress test yesterday unexpectedly. That was a board meeting that he didn't know was coming.
33 Patriots are listening at app.mg.show. Go scroll down and find MG Radio, guys. Okay. So please, we saw that and we fixed it, Design Pro, didn't we? Design Pro said somebody stole my published song and it's theirs on the radio. I think we fixed that. If not, tell us what the song name is and we will fix it. Okay. It happens. Don't get upset. We'll fix it because we do the right things here at the MG Show and you're very talented. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
But let's hey, friends and non-friends. What's up, Neil? How you doing? Long time no see, brother. So let's get back to President Trump because this is we just saw that he is. Hey, Q, are we going to end the Federal Reserve structure? He even said structure, guys. This is how he's doing it.
That is how he did it.
That's it. Yes, Eddie, Mike, Anthony, it's fixed. Okay. So, okay, we got it. All right. We got your back, brother. And we got every Patriot's back. Maybe he just took it. And it's, remember, sometimes when people share something of yours, it's flattery. He probably really liked your song. So don't, give him a little space. But yes, it is your song and it should be your song. God bless you. Ready? Here we go. Back to President Donald J. Trump.
I am ready.
This may be the most important commodity of our day. Some call it digital oil. And America needs to dominate these markets to win the AI race. We've also protected federally regulated prediction markets from rogue state attorneys generals like Letitia James, who seek to nullify federal law and drive these markets offshore to unregulated and foreign venues. American dominance in the technologies that will define the future remains unmatched. We are truly in a golden age of American innovation. Now, the United States has a choice. We can either write the rules that define the next generation of financial markets, or we can let other countries write them for us. With Congress advancing the Clarity Act towards the finish line, we stand ready to implement the bill once the president signs it. But we'll use every tool available to move the president's pro-innovation agenda forward in the meantime. Tomorrow at the inaugural meeting of the CFTC's Innovation Advisory Committee, I look forward to sharing more details on our regulatory path forward. A path forward that provides greater certainty for innovators while reinforcing confidence in our markets for decades to come. This president has assembled an extraordinary team of entrepreneurs, builders, investors, and business leaders advising in government, like David Sachs, of course, and Patrick Witt. This real-world experience has already brought valuable perspectives into policymaking, and it will continue to pay dividends for the American people. Innovation depends on regulatory clarity. Clear rules create confidence. Confidence attracts investment, and investment creates jobs, strengthens our markets, and keeps the world's best talent building here in America. Mr. President, thank you again for your leadership and for making American innovation great again. The work we're doing now to shape the future of our great nation will do measures for decades to come. Now, I'm honored to introduce the most pro-innovation, pro-free market SEC Chairman in America's history, and it's not Gary Gensler, of course. It's Paul Atkins. So, Mr. Chairman, please.
Well, thank you, Mike, and thank you, Mr. President, for having us here today. From day one, you've made our nation's financial dominance and innovation job one. We at the SEC are delivering on your agenda. We're making IPOs great again, to continue on your theme, by cutting red tape that discourages companies from going public. Under your leadership, Mr. President, the IPO market is booming. Since Inauguration Day, 583 companies have gone public, and that's up 75% compared to the final year and a half of the Biden administration. And those companies have raised an impressive $208 billion, and that's nearly 4 times the amount raised during the final year and a half of the previous administration. So that's just not incremental progress. That is a turnaround. You've committed to making the United States the crypto capital of the world. And yesterday, the SEC, I'm proud to say, took another significant step to deliver on that. Our proposal, the crypto assets rule, would provide crypto entrepreneurs like those here in this room and job creators the certainty to raise capital in the United States using digital assets. This action is consonant with our belief that the most important priority is for Congress to send the Clarity Act to your desk for your signature. And the SEC is doing everything we can to support that work. So thank you again, Mr. President, for leading this nation to ensure that we continue to have the strongest markets in the world, to reshore innovation, and to welcome, yes, a whole new generation of investors through the Trump accounts. So under your leadership, we will make sure that the greatest advances of the technological frontier are right here in America. So thank you very much.
Well, this morning I was thinking back to the 2024 campaign where the president, I think, very astutely recognized there was millions of voters in the United States who felt disenfranchised by the prior administration. And made a commitment at that time to make America the crypto capital of the world. And within weeks of taking office, delivered on that promise. And it started first with this executive order, which came out ordering the agencies in his administration to take steps in this direction. He shortly thereafter appointed two of the most competent and pro-innovation regulators anywhere in the world, Chair Selig and Chair Atkins, and of course fired Gary Gensler. There was that big applause line at the Bitcoin conference, which was powerful. And of course, the Genius Act was another milestone just in the past year, along with the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, et cetera. And just this week, I have to commend Chair Atkins for publishing this new rule that allows crypto projects to raise capital in the U.S. for the first time. There's clarity on that. And Chair Selig, we're excited to attend the advisory committee meeting tomorrow to make progress there. So an incredible amount of progress has been made, and I think what's most important next, of course, is this September 15th vote that we have with the Clarity Act. This would make all of the progress that this administration has made durable into the future, so it could survive for decades and decades to come. And make no mistake, there are folks out there who they want to see this legislation not happen, right? Maybe some of the big banks don't want the competition from crypto companies. Other banks are leaning in and have endorsed it, which I think is really powerful. And so if we all come together, I think we can get this bill over the finish line and hopefully get more than 60 votes come September 15th. Thank you.
And it's very bipartisan, I would say. So very much.
That is true.
A lot of Democrat support.
There's
not in Congress, but yes,
changes that have come in from the Democrat side as well. It's a true bipartisan compromise, and yeah, it's a great.
This is going to be earth change. I mean,
so up next, I think is
massive.
All right, real quick before we get into the next little thing, everybody's like the gas prices, and everybody's blaming Trump. Okay, it is not Trump why the gas prices are coming down, Shady. I'm just going to go briefly through this. So gas prices should be falling hard with crude oil, right? The oil is down. Brent crude oil peaked, and this is I did this the 15th. The 14th. All right. So it peaked at 105 a barrel around July 23rd and has since dropped under 89. That's a decline of 16%. Yet the national average for gasoline only eased 2%. Okay. That's a 7-to-1 gap between crude move and the pump move. Okay. And this is the sauce. All right. Then we've got this. This is your classic rockets. When crude rises, the price jumps quickly. Rocket. But when crude falls, pump prices drift down slowly like a feather. Okay, it's called rockets and feathers. It's an actual thing, okay, in economics. Then where's the money going? If you look at the 3-2-1 crack spread, which most people are ignoring, they're just saying it's the Iran war and Trump's doing it. But the approximate margin of a refinery earnings by turning 3 barrels of crude into 2 barrels of gasoline and 1 barrel of diesel, the normal range is quieter markets, right? It's 20 to 25 per barrel. But the recent readings, they have hit 60 to 70 plus per barrel with reports of all-time highs near 64 to 74% in July. That's extreme refining margin. And do you think the bloodlines are in control of the refineries, guys? You see? Are they trying to make Trump look bad with the crack spread? So the Strait of Hormuz remains heavily constrained, supply chain disruption, it's real. Yet the prices signal at the pump is not matching the decline in crude nearly as fast. Okay. So I'm their banker, Trump says, of the Hormuz steel wall. This is it. Big oil companies are not dropping their price at the pump. So he's talking about it here. Customers are being gouged. He's right. But how? Okay, because the oil, you're looking at the price of oil and the barrel, but we're not looking at this right here, the crack spread. That's per barrel, guys. Okay.
Right.
And so that's it's crazy. So the public argument is mostly aimed at the companies that the pump oil out of the ground, right? The pump oil out of the ground. But the record crack spread points more directly to the companies that turn that oil into gas and diesel that you actually buy. The refining margins at this level explain a larger share of why the pump price is lagging the crude decline so dramatically. Okay, and this is how you understand the crack spread. Okay. And bottom line, crude oil is sharply down. Pump prices are barely down. Refining margins are at historic extremes. Official attention is focused more on the upstream producers than on the refining step that converts the crude oil into the finished oil. And that mismatch is the story, Shady.
Yes, it is. And maybe I could add a little bit to something you said. Great thread there, because that shows you exactly what we knew. I mean, we could have told you before, whenever this whole thing started with Iran, that this was going to happen. But that oil prices per barrel will come down, but the gas prices won't adjust. And why is that? Well, there's one thing that is controlling that right now, and it's called confidence. Okay. Yes, the families are controlling this because there is very low confidence right now, because we've been since 1970 something relying on OPEC, relying on our oil to come out of the sands of Arabia. Now, what Donald Trump is doing is he's engineered Venezuela and American production, upped all of Venezuela and American production to try to meet world demand. So we're currently meeting world demand properly. But the confidence in the market, the people that have been dealing with Iran and dealing with the world stage and all this stuff for decades and decades aren't confident that this supply is going to last. And so right now you're in this moment of transition. We're trying to develop confidence. We're trying to create confidence, if you will. I mean, for lack of a better way to explain it to you, what's really happening. So confidence in the market is coming. That will occur whenever you can take a ship and bring it to Texas and fill it up and take it back to the Philippines, for instance, and then bring it back and fill it up again and take it back to the Philippines. That's what's going to engineer confidence, point of sale and point of delivery. I think that that's a big deal. And I believe in my heart, I believe that what Donald Trump is doing, like this announcement that he made yesterday, and I don't have this up, but the thing that he said yesterday about we've set you up to understand that. Because he literally said any financial institution that deals with Iran in any way, for any reason, at any time, is going to suffer the same consequences of Iran. That's 110% what it says in the Q drops that we've read to you, that these countries are doing business with Iran whenever they're acting like, I'm afraid of Iran. It's ridiculous. You going to grab it? Because I put you on the spot there.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to go back to the Trump.
Okay, I'm going to go grab that post real quick. All
right, let's go back to Trump, or because I didn't know what you were. I'm sorry, I was.
No, you're not. You didn't do anything, because we didn't even talk about this morning, because it's such a big deal, and there's so much stuff going on, guys. And let me just grab it, because I want to just read it to you. I want you guys to hear it right now, the whole thing, because it's very important that you understand what this dynamic is. This is not a joke. Okay, I got it in my phone, but you can put me on the screen here. No one has given the Islamic Republic of Iran a greater opportunity to make a deal than me. Tragically for them, they have failed to take it. Therefore, today I'm announcing the most crushing economic operation ever taken against any country. That whole sentence is in all caps. This will be economic warfare and isolation on an unprecedented scale. Their navy is gone. Their air force is destroyed. Their military factories are now rubble. Their currency is worthless, and their country is hanging by a thread. Today, I am also announcing that any country that allows its financial institution, businesses, airports, or government entity to provide any type of a lifeline to Iran will itself face tremendous, all caps, economic consequences. Oil smuggling, swap lines, cash transfers, exchange houses, ship registries, front companies. Okay, right there, he just said everything the CIA does. This, for all the numbnuts out there, you know, that tell me that, oh, Iran's not a boogeyman state and Q didn't say anything and it's Epstein and Bannon. Well, right there, Donald Trump is agreeing with MG Show that Iran is a front company. I'm going to read the sentence again. Because oil smuggling, swap lines, cash transfers, exchange houses, ship registries, and front companies. It all needs to stop now, all caps. You know who you are. So do we, clowns in America. You know who you are. How many times did you hear that? This will be an economic D-Day, and we will need all of our allies to stand with the United States of America to isolate and to defeat the Iran threat. These maniacs are on the ropes, and these historic measures will cripple them and their ability to project terror worldwide. Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Donald J. Trump. That says everything that we've been saying here for months.
Yep. And it's not just London and Brussels. It's France. They didn't help us. They're all making money off Iran and these front companies. You guys get it, right? They created a boogeyman to control you.
And then in the oil supply. Remember, whenever you talked about, you understood 1970. Okay, look at the timeline. 1970, the economy is taken off the gold standard. By 1979, the petrodollar, it was petroleum that basically was backing the dollar. It's still petroleum that's basically backing the dollar. Donald Trump is trying to maneuver, restructure to where gold backs the dollar again and oil doesn't. This is part of that transformation.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. All right. So let's get back to another structure change. Are we going to end the Fed, Shady?
Structure.
Boom.
Thank you. Mr. President, I just wanted to tell you that that your trade policies of fair trade to bring back jobs and businesses from overseas, your energy dominance policies to fuel the next generation of technology in the United States, your big, beautiful bill that created incentives for investments has led to the records that you're hearing about in our stock markets, the record number of IPOs. And as you know from working with my wife who works on private businesses, there's a record number of business formations in this country right now. So we're here to talk about how to evolve regulation so that we don't impede that progress. But one of the things I can tell you about the New York Stock Exchange is that it was formed at the time of our country. And so it, for 250 years, has been subject to every single financial services regulation that has ever passed in the United States, bar none. And so one of the things that I'm so thankful that you've done is put two really strong chairs in these seats and ask them to go through past legislation, regulation, and figure out what we can get rid of that no longer serves the interests of this country. And for that, I really appreciate that on behalf of the New York Stock Exchange.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Mr. President, thank you for bringing us together and for your work to ensure the next generation of Americans has a stake in the country's economic success through the Trump accounts and many other things. Thank you also to Chair Seelig, Chair Atkins, your administration, for the work underway to strengthen American capital markets and expand opportunity for all Americans. If I had to sum up Robinhood in one word, it would be ownership. Broad ownership is essential to a free, stable, and prosperous society. That belief has shaped pretty much every product we've built, from commission-free investing to 24-hour trading, and now outside the United States to tokenization, which we're using to expand ownership of American assets to people in more than 120 countries. Yet this innovation is reaching investors abroad before investors here back home. And the opportunity goes far beyond public markets. Tokenization will open up markets that have long been out of reach, including private companies. Today, too much economic value is being created before ordinary investors get a chance to participate. Expanding ownership also requires protecting investors. Innovation and investor protection aren't opposing goals. America became the world's capital markets capital by doing both, and the chairs here understand that. American companies are building this technology. American markets are powering it. American assets are also at the center of it. American investors should not be the last to benefit. We look forward to continue to work together to expand ownership, build the next generation of capital markets, and ensure America leads the way. Thank you.
Great job.
Arjun.
Hello, everyone. I was thinking about what I was going to say today. Most of the time, I don't speak too much, but the first time I met the president, he said, "What does your company do?" And I said, we're a startup. We move at warp speed. And the first thing he said is, "Why not at Trump speed?" So we started acting in that way. Look, our mission at Kraken isn't about Kraken. Brian created Coinbase. Vlad here, you have ICE, NASDAQ. They created the world markets. And all we're trying to do is make sure that everyone in America has the ability to be able to succeed in the same way that we did. And that's essentially how we think about it. So our motto at Kraken has been fix money, we fix the world. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Greg. And if you have any questions, or if anybody else of this very distinguished, would somebody like to say something? My male models who happen to be genius, they're brilliant and they look good, right? But anybody, would you like to say something? Go ahead, please.
Just want to thank you, Mr. President, for all of your leadership. America should lead in crypto and win in markets like prediction markets. And with your leadership and your administration, you're helping America lead here and become the crypto capital of the world. So thank you very much. I just want to thank you, Mr. President, as well as Chairman Atkins and Chairman Selig for the great work that they're doing. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to say that what Chairman Selig and Chairman Atkins are doing and the President has enabled with his leadership is actually working. So if you look at stablecoin usage and adoption, it's increasing the usage and distribution of the US dollar at higher and higher levels than our industry has ever seen, specifically because of the Genius Act and the movement of more and more treasuries into stablecoins and therefore into more and more hands across the world. And now the tokenization of equities, thanks to Chairman Selig's and Chairman Atkins' great work and collaboration and actual work together rather than working against each other as before, is going to distribute US equities globally and increase the distribution of those. So, we power a lot of these applications and companies, so we know what the numbers actually are, and they're massively increasing because we have regulators and leadership that enables the success and distribution of these US-based assets. So there's actually a very real and tangible outcome that's really now benefiting the US and adoption of US-issued assets and the US dollar. So I just want to mention that it really is working and hitting all-time highs. So thank you very much.
Sure. Thank you. So if you have any questions, we have a meeting next week with the AI people. The top people are coming in, so we can talk about that. But we're leading by a lot with AI. We want to keep it that way. We want to regulate, but we want to have it regulation where they can continue to lead, not regulation that's going to stifle a very important industry. I think maybe bigger than the internet, bigger than anything anyone's seen. And we're helping in that regard, especially with regard to allowing them to produce their own electricity, which everyone thought was crazy that it would never be approved. We're getting them fast 2- and 3-week approvals. They're building some of the greatest electric plants anywhere in the world because our grid is old and tired and weak, and they're actually giving the excess electricity into the grid, but they're building power plants that nobody's ever seen anything like it. We're not using the power from the grid. We're using brand new power. So it's a great thing because that misconception has been out there that we're taking electricity. We're actually creating electricity. And that's something I was proud of because that was my idea. Nobody believed it. Actually, it went along for 2-3 weeks. I said, how come these guys aren't submitting? Well, they thought that you were just kidding. because that's the way it's been in this country. No,
That's because the bloodlines have controlled the power for years. Very powerful people. And now the president is giving the ability for companies to build their own power grids, guys, for their data centers. Nothing like this has ever happened, ever, Shady. This is also a punch in the all-seeing eye.
This is where it's going. You want me to tell you where it's going? It's going to free energy. This is where it's going, and I've seen this in a number of different places. What's going to happen is these companies are getting ready to start building their own electrical companies, and to get the situation that they need to build the companies, are going to start giving away the excess energy for free. That's what's going to start to happen. This is literally like, you talk about like the grid or all these different things. All these companies need this energy. We've only been able to create the amount of energy in America that we use every year. In other words, the grid has been developed in an archaic way, meaning like the more stuff comes online, the more power that we produce in real time, not the opposite. We should be making massive amounts of extra power so that we can do something extra other than what we're doing. But the grids are all stressed to their max. Once that pressure starts to alleviate and these companies start to actually produce electricity, then they're going to want other markets to participate with them. They're going to start giving away things for free so that you will participate and do business with them. So in other words, they're going to say, okay, well, if the town of da-da-da-da will let us have a data center over here, then this 30,000 people are going to get free energy for 4 months out of the year.
Yeah,
like that's where this is going.
And lower your prices because they'll produce more energy than they need, and that goes back to the electric company to lower prices. Exactly.
Correct. And then a lot of the electric companies around the country, believe it or not, are co-ops. A huge amount of rural electric companies are co-ops. In other words, they're to some degree owner operated by the people that use the energy. This can reinvigorate that energy. This can give excess energy into these areas. And with excess energy comes more production and more opportunity for the people that live there. All of this represents opportunity, and Democrat communists, the last thing they want you to have, guys, is opportunity. They don't want you to get ahead. That you're not going to be a communist if you're a successful capitalist. The only communist is a lazy bum, okay? Someone that doesn't want to do anything. They're lazy as hell, and they think they're owed something by this world. That's the opposite of the system that we want to build, and Trump is leading the way.
Boom.
He would ever say a thing like that. But no, they're building power plants, the likes of which, all different fueled, all different ways, but the likes of which we've never seen. The people that are in the power business, and we're seeing things that we've never seen before because a very high level of intelligence is doing it. So it's been great. Okay, any questions?
Mr. President?
Yeah, please.
Mr. President, does the administration have any plans to accumulate sizable amounts of Bitcoin or other crypto?
Well, it's been talked about. I think I'd probably rely on Paul and the whole group for that. He'll make a decision. You guys will make a decision, and you'll let me know. But certainly it's been talked about. It's taken a lot of pressure off the dollar. It's been very, very good for the dollar. And I think if you came in with recommendations, two of you, if you came in with some recommendations, I would certainly listen. It seems to be a pretty big subject. Yes, please.
Hi, President Trump. I have two quick questions.
Go ahead.
Don't get around here much. So my first question is, we're talking about AI and crypto a lot, and you won overwhelmingly with working class Americans in 2024, tens of millions of working class Americans. Many of them, they say, we love President Trump, but we're still cautious about AI and crypto. What do you say to those who are still reticent to embrace this evolution?
So I think it's a great question, and I think it's going to create a lot of jobs. It's going to create success. It's going to create tremendous innovation medically. I mean, they're coming up with already, amazingly, they came out with something today that I looked at it having to do, I won't go into the details, but having to do it with a pretty unstoppable disease. And all of a sudden they're coming up with answers that they never thought were possible and things that they never even would have thought about. So I think it's really creating jobs. And I can tell you one thing, if you look at our construction jobs right now, because we're building more plants, factories, things that really have something to do with the AI, but also car factories, car plants, they're moving into our country. Honda just announced, Toyota just announced they're moving their operations from Mexico, from Canada, from other places. We, by the way, probably have a deal with Canada. You probably saw that. We very major tariffs were going on to Canada today. We delayed it for 3 days because I think we have a deal with the Prime Minister and good deal for everybody. So that's good. But the construction jobs are enormous. We're building the biggest plants anywhere in the world. And I can say if I were the mayor of a town or the governor of a state, and I had a chance to get a big plant in, an AI plant or a data center, I would absolutely want it because the jobs are enormous and the money paid, the taxes paid are just enormous. And if you don't take it, you're going to be left behind because there are plenty of places that want it. So I would say that maybe it can use a little public relations help. But if I were a governor or mayor, I would want that plant in my community. And many of them are designed in a very beautiful way. It's really very positive. Okay, thank you.
A little off topic. So you mentioned Joe Biden and some of the past leadership, and it's been about 69 days since we've seen Mitch McConnell. Sometimes when you look at Congress, it looks like the cast of Cocoon. Yeah. But I read a Cindy Adams column in the New York Post recently, and she talked about how we need term limits and someone needs to hold Congress accountable. Maybe you should be the person to do it. Would you support term limits for Congress or some type of cognitive testing? Because maybe if we had that the last 4 years, we wouldn't have ended up in some of these messes.
So term limits are very popular with the public. I've seen it both ways. I've seen where people go in and they get termed out, and they're very talented, and they're at the height of their career, you know, politicians, and you end up with total rookies in there, nothing gets done. And I've seen it the other way, where people are there too long. We see that all the time. I see both. I always like to say that a term limit is an election. You know, the public's pretty smart. You see that last night. We had some great success last night. The Republican Party had tremendous success last night. But I like to say that term limits should be elections, but I'm okay with term limits. Remember, the people that have to pass term limits are the people that are going to be voting on them to get out of office. So it's a little bit tough. That's not the easiest vote to get, is it, huh? But I'm okay with it one way or the other. I do think elections really term people out.
I want to ask you about Canada, but first, the Treasury Secretary says that we could see the most impactful sanctions on Iran this week. When will they come, and what else could be sanctioned on Iran?
Well, we have things that we could sanction. We have very draconian sanctions, and we'll see what happens. Right now, the strait is open. A lot of boats are coming through. People aren't reporting that, and that may slow down a little bit at some point, but right now a lot of boats are coming through. The naval blockade has been extremely effective. Zero, I mean, literally while it's up, and that's been for quite a while, you know, except for a couple of little pauses where we opened it purposely with a deal. But the deal didn't terminate, you know, the deal didn't turn out to be what they said, you know, when they tell us one thing and they do another. But the blockade has been 100% successful. No boats have gotten into Iran, but they are getting in for other places. But we'll see. We're going to see what happens. It'll either be extremely good and oil prices are going to drop like a rock, or we'll continue to do exactly what we're doing. You know, they were talking about $350 a barrel, and it's today $84, $85. And we are getting a lot of oil out. But the other thing that's happened is people have found other alternatives, which they never thought about. Texas, Alaska, Louisiana, and other places. In addition, a lot of pipelines, record numbers of pipelines are being built. So I think the Hormuz Strait's not going to be quite as important as it was in the past.
Now, on Canada, if I can ask you, you said that there's a deal, an agreement in place. Are you willing to lower tariffs on steel and aluminum?
Well, we're looking at that.
In order to get farmers...
Well, we're getting zero for our farmers. You know, farmers have been hurt very badly by Canada, and they won't be paying any tariffs anymore. And we may bring some of the tariffs down to a level where other countries are, because Canada was paying a higher tariff. Canada was paying us a higher tariff. So we are, look, we have a very nice relationship with leadership right now, and we'll see. But we did a 3-day pause. It was supposed to be a 50% straight across the board tariff that was going into effect at 7 o'clock this morning. And I delayed it at the request of Canada for 3 days so we can iron out the details. But it's going to be a wonderful deal, hopefully a wonderful deal for everybody. Yeah.
Mr. President, earlier today you said North Korea has something like 57 nuclear weapons. They've been expanding their nuclear program. Is your goal in trying to re-engage with Chairman Kim still denuclearization? And what makes you think you could be successful now when you weren't?
Well, I don't want to talk about that, but I do have a good relationship with Kim Jong-un. As you know, you've seen. He didn't like Biden. He didn't like Obama. He didn't like anybody, but he likes me, and I just got along with him very good. We had great meetings. We speak. And I think our nation, and I think other nations, frankly, whether it's Japan or South Korea, they're a lot safer if I'm president than if somebody else is president. Now, I didn't like the fact that we're doing these massive military exercises, really against North Korea. It was a exercise against North Korea. When I'm friendly with him, when we have, I don't see anything happening for certainly 2.5 years. It's not going to happen with me, but I don't see anything happening. And I was not happy when South Korea said, no, they're not interested in helping us with the Hormuz Strait, and yet they get 60% of their oil from the Hormuz Strait. I said, would you like to help us? He said, no, thank you. I said, that's nice, please, thank you. He made us a lot of money. I didn't like that. So I felt that to do we were doing a massive war exercise. I thought that was very insulting to somebody that, frankly, has been, during my term at least, very well behaved. Yeah.
On the bond market, is the administration done enough to stabilize the bond market after yesterday?
Well, I think it is, but I mean, it's very sad. Every time we do great, we announce great numbers, the interest rates go up. And they go up because they want to stop inflation. They should go down because the country's strong. You know, I see countries like Switzerland where they're the #1 lowest interest rates, 0.5%, and we pay 3.5%. And yet, if we stop doing business, for instance, I have the absolute right to cut off all business with a country like Switzerland, like anything. So why are they prime if I can cut off the business and they are no longer functional? And yet they're considered to be like an elite country. And I don't want to single them out because there's 60 countries like that. They live off the United States. So why are we paying higher interest rates than them? You know, in the old days, we used to pay the lowest interest rate, no matter how we were doing, because we sort of generate for the whole world. And I want to see it where interest rate, and I have to tell you, we have a wonderful chairman. I think he's doing a great job. The problem is he has a board, and it's a political board. People put in by Obama, Biden, and me. And there are quite a few members still left, as you understand. And so they vote to raise interest rates. I don't know if they're doing it because they think they're doing a good thing or because they like the politics of it. But my point is, years ago, 25 years ago, when the country announced good numbers, interest rates went down because we had a stronger country. Now when we announce good numbers, the better they are, the worse it is for interest rates. So we could have a GDP of 10 times. You know, they say, oh, it's going to be 3 times or 4.1. We could have a GDP of 10, 12, 15 times if they just leave us alone. Let the rates go down. We should pay the lowest interest rates. You know, every point of interest is $600 billion. Think of that. Every point of interest is $600 billion. 2 points means we make a fortune. But we keep driving it up. It's a very unfair system. And I've said it now for a long time. When our country does well, interest rates should go down. I mean, every time I hear our country's doing well, I say, oh, it's too bad, because they lift up interest rates. They should drop interest rates because it means we have a strong country. And it's all based on credit, meaning good credit. And we have the best credit. And we'd pay off the debt very easily, very quickly. But if somebody's paying 0.5 point, we should be paying 0.5 point, not somebody else. Right now, I think it's Switzerland has the lowest. Again, and I don't want to single them out, but if you take our business away from Switzerland, they have problems. So why are they paying 0.5 point and we're paying much more than that? Does that make sense to anybody? I mean, it seems pretty simple to me, but it's a killer. You know, I almost like to hear bad numbers. I'm saying, I hope we have bad numbers today. Interest rates will go down. It doesn't make sense. When our business is good, we should lower interest rates. And then you want to build America, you're going to see a building like you've never seen. We're doing great, even despite the fact of what's happening with interest rates.
Should Americans be concerned about this volatility in the bond market?
No, I don't think so, because like I said, our country is doing so well despite interest rates. We have interest rates that are they're actually artificially high. They raise them for no reason. And you can't go out to the market when you have a Fed that's raising interest. You can't say, oh, I want to pay 3 points less than what the Fed says you're supposed to be paying. So, no, I don't think so at all. I think we have a very powerful country, and we're powering through these ridiculous interest rates. They're ridiculous. Look, when our country is strong, interest rates should go down. When our country is weak, frankly, they should go up. But this country is strong. There's never been in history the kind of money coming into a country as we have right now. Trillions and trillions of dollars are being invested in plants, factories, everything, everything you can think of. We're the hottest country in the world. We are by far, and I said it 100 times, the king of Saudi Arabia, many, many people, they said 2 years ago, 3 years ago, your country was dead. Now you have the hottest country in the world. That's what we have. We have the hottest country in the world, and these people are helping us a lot. Thank you very much, everybody. Come on to the Oval Office. We're going to take them into the
Wow, guys.
Show them a real office, okay? Their offices are nice, but this is nice.
Wow, guys. This was one of the best presentations I've seen, and one that will go down in history, Shady Groove. This is huge.
It's bigger than huge, and what you're seeing is, if you remember, after 9/11, the Fed issued an emergency of 0.5% rate cut days after the attacks in June of 2003. After a series of subsequent cuts, the Fed lowered the benchmark rate to 1%, a 45-year low. Then in 2004, the Fed kept the rate at 1% for 12 months before beginning a steady cycle of rate hikes to quote-unquote combat inflation. We were at 1% then. That's what they did to allow the economy to grow. It makes no logical sense that they don't reduce the rate down to 1% now to compete on the world stage. We know why Switzerland has a 0.5% interest rate, because they are the money lenders of the world. Okay? The Federal Reserve is now an outpost of the Bank of International Settlements. Donald Trump is trying to renegotiate that contract to get us out from underneath that garbage. Part of the reason that we have a 3.5% interest rate is because the messages come from on high, which are competing economies. In other words, the European Union is controlling our interest rates to keep us from being able to compete on the same level as them, because they know if they were allowed to compete on the same level, we would crush them in every single statistic.
That's right. Yeah,
it's pretty simple.
Not rocket science, guys.
It really isn't. I didn't I didn't generate that up in my head. It's kind of like pretty solid economics.
And why does the press want us to fail so badly?
Because they're communists.
Wouldn't it be great if we had a press like the MG show actually asking questions?
Wouldn't it be insane if the country actually did well and then the press were like reduced to nobody listening to them anymore?
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Come on, Brandon Carr with the FCC. Let's go.
Let's do it. It's about time.
Do it. Equal opportunity.
ABC's fighting them. They're fighting them, and like they're saying, "Oh, we don't have to do this." Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to give 50% and 50%. Do that, and nobody will. It'll be a lot better. Even 50-50, Shady.
We'll take the 40-60.
It's 97% bad on Trump, guys.
We'll take 40-60 against any day.
Yeah. All right, Shady Groove, we're going to get out of here with us walking the halls of time, because future proves past. Because, hey, Q, and the Fed? Structure.
Sure.
Boom.
Future proves past. Let's go for a little walk down time hall, time lane.
From the heart of the Republic, the MG Show presents Future Proves Past! Back in the days when the drops first fell, whispers of truth rang the freedom bell. They laughed in the papers, they mocked on the stage, said nothing to see while they locked up the page. But clocks kept ticking and secrets grew thin. The future walked in with a knowing grin. Future proves past, the writing was clear. Every last drop is ringing right here. Q for the patriots, Trump for the fight. MG Show keeping the lantern alight. Future proves past, the truth won't be denied. America's rising, the storm's on our side. From deep in the shadows, the players were named. The swamp and the brokers, the ones who were framed. They built their cathedrals of power and pride. But the people woke up and the curtains drew wide. One man stood tall when when the odds looked the worst. The future looked back and the past was reversed. Future proves past. The writing was clear. Every last drop is ringing right here. Q for the patriots, Trump for the fight. MG show keeping the lantern alight. Future proves past. The truth won't be denied. America's rising, the storm's on our side. They said it was crazy, they said it was done, but the calendar turned and the proof had begun. Every timestamp, every name that was called, the future delivered, the past was installed. Future proves past. Future proves past. The writing was clear. The writing was clear. Every last drop is ringing right here. Q for the patriots, Trump for the fight. MG show keeping the lantern alight. Future proves past. Stand up and decide. America's rising. The storm's on our side. Future proves past.
www.mg.show. Boom.
Think the world's out there